What's up? Andrew Pock here, co-founder and CEO at LeadPops.com, doing another dartboard marketing video on the topic of lead funnels as our theme, and now I hit the specific topic of radio ads. Love these. These work really, really well. I've actually got a chapter in my book that I talk about radio ads because of how well they work when you marry those with digital. So the idea is radio ads, you've got a really captive audience, especially if you're doing like sports talk and political talk radio. People are sitting in their cars, they're really tuned in and plugged in. They're hearing the same thing a lot of time for weeks and months. It gets ingrained in their head, and you can create a little bit of a relationship with the ads, especially with kind of the formatting and how you set these up. So there's a lot of different ways to do radio ads, whether it's you speaking to like the DJs or the people that are running the show, or you're just running the standard commercial and someone's running and doing a voiceover for you. Different ways and strategies to implement those, but the idea to get the best results from them is consistent no matter what kind of ad you're running, in that you're driving people to a web presence that's optimized with lead funnels. You've got to do that. Again, I know you want the phone to ring. I've talked about this in other videos where the number one goal is for people to call in many cases, but we have to kind of think of the consumer and what they want. They don't always want to talk to a salesperson. They're not going to bust out their cell phone sitting in traffic. In California, you're going to get a ticket for doing that, right? And the idea is that 1-800 number or that vanity number, not easy to remember. I don't care how maybe strategic you were with setting that up. With having words and things like that in it. Now I have to figure out like what are the numbers to make the words and that weirdness that you have to kind of convert there. So the idea is a website, easy to remember. If it's a short, sweet domain name, it's so user-friendly for people. You use a good, compelling call to action, and you're consistently hitting that same message with find out how much home you qualify for, how much home you can afford. It only takes 60 seconds. Go to mywebsite.com, right? So that's the idea. Find out how much money you can save. Calculate your savings. Rates are lower than they've ever been in history. Find out how much money you can save every month. Do what you want with your money. Quit paying that money to the bank. Go to givememymoney.com just as an example, right? So it's a good, compelling call to action. It's not apply. I will say this until I'm in my grave. Do not tell people to apply for a loan. It's not a good call to action. They don't have a relationship with you yet. They're not ready to just jump into a loan application. It doesn't matter if it's a Google ad, an email blast, a radio ad. None of those is a good time to tell people to just go to your website to apply. Got to be smarter than that with the call to action. So a couple of those examples I shared are pretty good. They're going to work really well, a whole lot better than apply. And then you drive them to that domain name, to that website that's optimized with lead funnels, where they hit that site and we're immediately pulling them into something relevant that's going to now start asking questions. It's going to start collecting information in that smart, gamified, engaging kind of way. If you haven't seen the video that described what is a lead funnel, I highly encourage you to check that out first, and it'll make a lot more sense in terms of why are we driving them to our website? It's to convert them from an anonymous person hearing you on the radio to a tangible name, email, phone number, and all the other goodies you get to collect along with that information when you ask for it the right kind of way. Again, doing the same thing all the biggest players in the lead generation industry are doing with their websites, and it's the reason their radio ads are working really well for them. So take a page from the book of some of these big companies, marry your offline ads like radio ads with your digital, drive them to a website, start asking information, optimize that website with lead funnels, and you're going to get great results. So I've seen radio ads as one of the best ways that clients with a pretty decent budget have seen results from their website and their web presence, is using those radio ads to drive traffic to that website. It's one of my favorites. I've seen it work time and time again. Over the last 17 years I've been doing this. I always come back to radio ads as a really good opportunity if you can afford it. So thanks very much for watching the video. If you've done radio ads, if you're interested in it, talk to the team at LeadPops. We've helped with scripting on this kind of stuff. There's a lot of value we can add from our experience. And catch you soon with another video.